When Thanksgiving comes around, I can't help but look at a simple pie and want to make it look more festive. It's the cake maker in me. I'm going to show you a variety of techniques to dress up that plain old pie. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is a lattice top. I'm going to make a couple different shapes. Let's start out with a braid. Now, this dough's gotten a little bit warm. I want to make sure it's nice and cool when I'm using it so that butter firms up. It's kind of like braiding hair. Not that I know much about that. And there it is. Here's a fun thing to do. I'm going to cut some very, very thin strips. And you grab these two, make a little twist. Roll it into a little snake. Take a pair of scissors. You cut it about 3/4 of the way through. Cutting it on a bias, which means an angle. Then you can turn it into a little shaft of wheat berries. Listen, it's really cool when you do stuff like this because it shows people that you care. People get really excited about a pie that looks good. All right, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna make a regular pumpkin pie, and then you're gonna par bake it about halfway. All you wanna do is make sure that the top gets firm enough to be able to hold some kind of decoration. All right, let's put this lattice pie together. Let's start out with this nice twisty guy right in the middle. I'm gonna slide this guy right into here. Now let's pick this one up, lay down this braid. Now if the little of the pie comes off, don't sweat it. Here's a cool one I made with some circles. See, I love the asymmetry here. You know, instead of a regular lattice pie, when you just have like slat, 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 kind of gets a little boring after a while, but this, there's like so much going on. All right. Now let's take a knife and trim off the extra. Here's the thing is that usually when you bring a pie somewhere, somebody else is probably bringing a pie. And like, you know, not everything in life is a competition, but it kinda is. And so if you roll in with this masterpiece, you're gonna be like, what's up? Look at this pie. Okay, that's the top. But what about the edge? I got something special. So here, what I did was I made a big long braid and shaped it into a circle. Now we're gonna egg wash the whole thing, and then we're gonna put some sugar on top. So what I'm using is turbinado sugar. Not only is it gonna make it sweet, but it's gonna give it a lot of texture. All right, let's bake it off. Now let me show you how to make some roses. First, I'm gonna take a circle cutter. I'm gonna cut out 6 circles. Take a tiny bit of egg wash, and on 2 of the circles, I'm gonna wet a little bit of it. And then stick these here. Now we're just gonna roll these up. I'll make sure you're just touching the inside, not the outside. Now you take your thumb and your index finger, and you pinch, pinch, pinch. Tear it in half. All right, you see it? All right, let me show you another thing. We're gonna make some leaves and vines to go with those roses. Take your circle and you're just gonna cut a tangent. Now, with the paring knife, I'm gonna cut some little jagged edges in those rose leaves. Just like in nature, every one of these leaves is unique, and they have a lot of imperfections. You know, if something doesn't have imperfections, it looks like it was made in a factory somewhere. Now, I'm gonna cut some very, very thin strips. Okay, now here's my pie. I'm gonna gently lay down this pie crust into some vine-like shapes. Now let's get some leaves. Put one here. Put one here. Now let's get our roses. Let's go here. Put one right here. Right there. All right, now, you gotta make sure you egg wash everything. If you don't get the egg wash on there, it's gonna look a little weird. You know, I tell you, man, when I make a really good looking pie, I am so stoked. Like, I know I make beautiful cakes, but pie I'm not as confident with. So when I make a really beautiful pie, it's like, instantly on social media.